City at the Edge of the World. This is Blake's 7, Series 3, a villa episode. Rumor has it that his daughter was saying, "Hey, Dad, you're always such an idiot in these. You're so goofy in this show." And then they finally wrote one where he's the star of it, and it's absolutely bloody awesome. It's one of my favorites. We're going to review this using my space system: story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you can get. 2 out of 2 for the story. I love this one. So Tarrant meets with these really primitive kind of people. They need some crystals to help power some of the weapons on the Liberator. And they've got these crystals, but they need Villa's help. So he trades Villa's help for some crystals. Villa is like, "Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to go down? What is all this?" And Tarrant starts to threaten him. And Villa's like, "Okay, fine, don't threaten me, I'll go." So he goes, and Avon and the group are like, "You know what? You shouldn't be threatening him that way." He's like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do anything to him." He's like, "Yeah, but he doesn't know that, and you're scaring him, and you're pissing him off, and you shouldn't do it." And I liked that part. I love Tarrant, the character, and I love that he later says, "Oh, I made a mistake," but we'll get to that. So once he's down there, you find out that Bayban, played by friggin' Colin Baker. Yeah, he's so good in this. I love the 6th Doctor. He is the first Doctor that I've ever met. And I loved Colin Baker. He was literally the 3rd Doctor I'd ever seen. The first Doctor I knew about was Tom Baker, but I never saw any episodes. The first Doctor I saw an episode of was Eccleston. But after I watched a couple of Eccleston episodes, I went online to find free episodes of Doctor Who. Before I bought every single thing on Blu-ray, I bought everything on Blu-ray. But I looked, and they had Colin Baker episodes for free, so I watched those, and they were great. I loved them. I loved Colin Baker. I was like, "Well, this guy's the best." He's making fun of people and being a bit mean. I was like, "This guy's awesome." Anyways, he's so great in this role. I'll get to the characters. Sorry. Anyways, they're trying to open up this door. Villa's the man to do it. Love the storyline here. The pacing for me is 2 out of 2. This one has a lot going on. There's tension because there's a time limit to opening that door. Bayban is crazy. Bayban the Butcher. He's gonna kill people. He really needs to get in there. You don't know what's going on. The other Liberator guys are coming down to try to help Villa, but there's the primitives are there, but then there's other Bayban's guys are around. So there's a lot of back and forth. This was a great episode. The artistry, I'm also going to give the artistry a 2 out of 2. The city looks great. The effects of how to open the door and all that are neat. They've got this laser gun. The city blows up. That's crazy. It's pretty damn cool. I loved everything. Everything looked good. Music was good. I like the outfits a lot. And this one thing, the outfits looked really cool. I think overall, Blake 7 has the best outfits out of all of the shows. My top 3 shows, of course, is Doctor Who, number 1. Number 2 is Star Trek. Number 3 is Blake 7. But I do think Blake 7 has the better outfits than the other ones. Yeah, so cool. So, characters. Characters is 2 out of 2. Let's talk about everybody. First of all, the Liberator crew, amazing. I love how Avon kind of stood up for Villa. So did Callie, even Dana to an extent. Everyone kind of stood up and said, "Hey, Tarrant, this was a bunch of crap, the way you're behaving right now." And I love that Tarrant is man enough to say, "Look, I'm sorry, Villa. I messed up. I shouldn't have treated you that way." I love how Avon says that, I'm proud of you because Villa was able to get the crystals, and he came back and brought crystals. That was awesome. So all of them, we're going to talk about Villa in a second. We're left with Bayban. We're left with even the primitive, the leader of the primitives. He was interesting. But Colin Baker is on fire in this one. Bayban the Butcher, he's just completely mad. Yet again, another example of how Blake 7 can have a 1-episode wonder character, and he literally makes it better. I'm walking away from this episode. It's my 3rd time seeing it, and I'm like, this guy's the best. He has to be alive. Now, Big Finish has done a bunch of audios, and I've started to get into some of those. First, I picked up all the Paul Darrow stuff, and read his biography and listened to his biography, which is even better because Paul Darrow reads you his biography, which is amazing. I picked up the Lucifer series. I picked up the Liberator Chronicles, the first few. Listened to those. They're great. I'm just starting with the original actors. So if Paul Darrow is in any of them, then I get his first. But anyways, I think Baban is back. Colin Baker does tons of Big Finish stuff as the Sixth Doctor, so I love his stuff there too. Anyways, he's just so wicked. He looks cool. They all look like they're wearing Avon costumes, really. He's mad, insane, but he's a great character. The girl is good too. You feel like she wants to be better and do something more. When they get to that other planet, she's like, I want to call this home world and just kind of stay here. And he's like, oh, and Villa's like, I can't, I really can't stay. That's the thing is he's meant to go and steal stuff. And I love how Villa's amazing in this one. Absolutely amazing. Michael Keating, awesome performance in this one. He's fantastic in every scene and every dialogue. When he's breaking through and he's like, what's in the vault? Well, I don't know. It's like, I need to know, because there's different types of vaults. There's just make it really hard for anyone to break in. Then there's the psychological. It's like, you think it's hard, and it's like, but there's something weird, it's like, you just can't break in because you're demotivated, or it's like it's a psychological thing. So he's like, I need to know, then I can understand that guy's mindset when he built this thing. And the force field idea, where you got to go really slow. It's like anything too powerful blocks it, but if you go really slow, it can go through. Awesome. And then when they teleport to that other ship, he immediately is like, okay, well, what are we going to do? And then he finds the crystals. He's like, oh, we've got all these crystals. These are worth something. And then he's like, okay, we can go back. And then she's like, well, I didn't want to go back. That entire dialogue was great. Can't say enough about how awesome this entire thing was. I love this episode. I'm giving it a 2 out of 2 for enjoyment factor, which means it's getting a 10 out of 10. And I don't care what anyone says on this one. I'm gonna have to pull rank here and say, look, I don't care. This is a 10 out of 10. It's friggin' awesome. Everything that happens is the best. Every character is great. The idea that they've created this, basically a Stargate. They've created this Stargate where you go through and you land on this other planet is awesome. And then there's those guys that had to make that 3,000-year journey to get this planet. And now that they've landed there, it teleports you there. Wicked. Loved every second of this one. If you enjoy my video, please remember to hit the like button. Check out the playlist for classic TV series and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.